Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video was inspired by a question that I got asked on Instagram. You know that new feature where you can put like a, I don't know what you call it really, just like what do you call it? So you swipe up on your stories and you just put like a little tag on and then people can ask you questions. And yeah, one of the questions I got, I thought actually, do you know what? I need to give a more detailed answer to that because it's such a good question. And the question was, what is my happy weight? And I thought, oh, I love that question. And I think this could help other people. So I thought I'd turn it into a video. Now, for me, happy weight. So what does that mean? I think a happy weight is where obviously you feel happy, but not just about how you look, but about how you feel on the inside as well. So I will talk you through what my process was to get to my happy weight. So originally I lost my 3 stone in 3 months and I kept it off for obviously 16 years. I talk about it all the time, you all know the drill. So that's my story. I started at 12 stone 7 and I got down to 9 stone 7. I'm 5'6", but guys, little disclaimer, don't compare yourself to me, don't compare yourself to anybody. We're different ages, we're different builds. You might go to the gym more than me, or I might go more than you. We've got different muscle mass, different metabolisms. Like don't fall into that trap where you compare yourself to other people. And again, this is why happy weight is important, because it's personal to you. It's your own happy weight, not what you think you should weigh. So it was 9'7", and at Slimming World you get to go £3 below or £3 above. So sometimes I sat at the higher end, which is 9'10", sometimes I sat at the lower end, so I varied, but I maintained it pretty much for the entire 16 years. I would say basically through that time I got lower. So if you've watched my relationship videos, I'll link all my other videos below, then you'll know that I had a breakup after a 7-year relationship. Nothing happened, I'm not going to go into detail about it now, but it was still quite hard, even though it wasn't, you know, there was no drama. It was really, really hard. It was an end of a relationship. It meant that I had to move out of my beautiful house that I had. I love my house more now though, to be fair, and obviously I love my husband more as well. Everything happens for a reason, guys. But at the time it was tough, and you know, if you've been through heartbreak you don't really have an appetite. So I lost more weight. I got down to quite a slim size 8 and I was 9 stone 2, 9 stone 3, I can't remember exactly. But for my height that's pretty low. And I'll try and put some photos as I'm talking of me when I was slimmer. The one I can remember really strongly that I took of myself, I weighed myself in the morning and I was like, oh my God, like this is the skinniest I've ever been. And I took a picture of myself from behind, like in the mirror, and I looked and I was like, oh my God, that's like, how thin am I? Don't get me wrong, I think in a way I kind of liked being able to get into like size 8 clothes, and I bought some beautiful clothes and I did feel quite good. I did feel happy and I did feel good inside. I'd got there not because I was eating healthily and I was happy. I got there because I was quite, you know, upset and I wasn't really eating a lot. So it definitely wasn't my happy way. So needless to say, when I did become happier, I didn't stay there, because as soon as you start eating again, obviously you're going to put weight back on. So what happened next was, obviously I met my husband. I've had holidays, I've had all different events. Again, I'll pop some pictures up in a minute. I would say my happy weight was probably my hen weekend and my wedding day. And a few different bits and bobs in between as well, because when you exercise you might not get to a lower weight, and it's not because muscle weighs more than fat, because that's absolute rubbish. It's just purely because you start to concentrate on inch loss and body fat percentage, and you go on how you look rather than what you actually weigh. So I don't even think it's a happy weight. It's just when you feel happy, when you look in the mirror and you feel comfortable in your own skin. So for me, I remember on my wedding day and my hen weekend, I was about 9'10", and I felt really good, really good at that weight, but I was exercising a lot. I struggled to stay around that weight, to be honest, because after the wedding I didn't really have a goal. So I toyed with changing my target, and I thought, right, actually I think 9'10" is a better target for me, because I like to sit just under 10 stone, or if I'm exactly 10 stone then I'm cool with that as well. To be honest, when I was 10'3" once, I looked like I was slimmer than when I was 9'7", because I was going to the gym so much. So I think just don't get bogged down with numbers. But you might look at people and think, oh, they're so slim, look how happy they look on social media, like they're going out all the time, they look amazing in their clothes. They might not be happy. They might be going home, they might not have a partner, they might be lonely, they might not have particularly good eating habits, and that's why they're so slim. They could be really happy. You don't know. So don't compare yourself to other people. It's got to be your own personal weight. And if you set your target too low and you're struggling to stay there, it might not be the right target. So don't forget you can adjust your targets by £7. Obviously I'm a consultant, so I can change mine to whatever I want. But yeah, you can adjust it by half a stone. So it's really important that you feel comfortable, it's maintainable, and it becomes a way of life as opposed to always fighting to get there. That is your happy way. And for me, I'd say it was my wedding day. So yeah, I've hopefully managed to slot some photos in as I go through. I wanted to talk to you as well about how to stay at target. So I have done a separate video on how I've maintained my weight loss. Obviously I'm pregnant at the moment, so of course I'm not at target. I'll give you a little bit of a bump update. So look at that bad boy. two babies in there. But because I made Slimming World a way of life, I have carried on eating and exercising all throughout the pregnancy. So let's talk about the new book. It's called Slim for Life, and it's a 12-week booklet. This new book, if you haven't had it yet, Target members, you need to go back to group. You need to go and get this book. It is amazing. So before, we had a book, but it was a lot smaller than this, and it definitely wasn't as good as this, and you just increased your healthy extras, and that was all the kind of, you know, all that was in place really for Target members. You could go £3 above, £3 below, and you got a grace week if you dropped out of Target, and you're encouraged to still go to group and stay to group. This one talks about when you achieved your target, how you're feeling, a promise to yourself, and then Margaret talks about the fact that, you know, you've reached your target now, you can't beat that feeling. We're so proud of you, and this is your Slim for Life support booklet. So you write in here how you feel now you've got to target. So it's a little bit like a journal. You can talk about what you're looking forward to, 5 reasons why you want to stay at target, what your danger zones still are, because just because you got to target, it doesn't magically mean that all those bad habits have gone. So you need to figure out ways that you still might potentially self-sabotage yourself. It's got a section on how to stay slim for life. There's some advice off different members. And then what we get you to do is calculate your average weight loss over the last 8 weeks before you got to target. That will then determine what route you choose. So let's say your average weight loss is £0.5 pound or less, you're going to choose route A. If your weight loss is £1.5 to £1.5, you're going to choose route B. And if your weight loss is greater than that, so £2 or more, you can choose route C. This has got to be your choice. So the routes look like that, but this has got to be your choice. You work it out for yourself and you decide which route you're going to follow. The number one point to remember is no matter what route you do, no matter if you carry on going to group or what, you still need to be making free food your first choice. So speed foods and free foods will always remain number one. But the good thing is now you can have additional healthy extras and additional sins. So my members got very excited about this. So route A, you get to have your one additional healthy extra, and it can be an A or a B. So it could be milk or cheese, or it could be cereal, bread, it's up to you. And then you can have 2 or 3 days of the week where you add an extra 10 sins. The other plan, you can have 2 healthy extras, so route B, and if you want to, on 2 or 3 days of the week, you can have an extra 15 sins. The final one, you can have 3 healthy extras, and then if you wish, you can go up to 20 sins. But what I love about this book, and this is why I think Slimming World is so good, it's always evolving, it's very open-minded, everything's based on research. What they're trying to do is make sure that you're in the driving seat, but also try and encourage you to have savvy sins. Now, I don't call them this, but this didn't exist. I used to call them smart sins. So savvy sins is what they're called now. So basically, trying to choose foods that are a bit more satisfying and a bit more filling than like spending loads of sins on chocolate or alcohol or something like that, like empty calories. So things like avocado, dried fruit, sauces, olives, maybe a bit of hummus, you know, things like that. So things that can help, you know, like everyday meals taste even better. And then you've got like a list of savvy sins on the go, savvy sins when dining out. It's got slim for life habits. It's just amazing. And then another one of my top tips was to incorporate body magic. So that's what's helped me stay at Target for so long as well. And it talks about all of that. So it talks about upping your body magic, and you can set yourself some goals if body magic wasn't something that you embraced during your journey. There's planners in here. So you can, like in the other journals or the Get Set for Success book, you can check in with yourself. You can see how you're getting on the route that you've chosen. And then it's lots of opportunities to praise. There's lots of advice from Target members. It's just brilliant. It talks about mindfulness. It talks about consistency. It talks about understanding your emotional triggers. It talks about something that I talk about a lot, which is letting go of guilt. So when you become a Target member, you do have to accept and you do have to adjust. And when you hit your happy weight, that you're not going to lose weight every week. But you've been a little bit, not addicted, but you've had that buzz of losing weight and getting awards and being slim of the week and all that. So when that stops, you can kind of be a bit like, oh, well, actually, I quite enjoyed that feeling. So you have to get used to the fact that sometimes you're going to lose, sometimes you're going to maintain, and sometimes you're going to gain. That's normal. That's normal. So you do have to get your head around that. It's got the club rules in here. It's got how, like I say, how to stay at Target, and that's it really. And it talks about going beyond the scales. Like, you don't have to weigh every week, and I think that's really important when you get to Target actually. It talks about, you know, you don't even need to come to group anymore, but I would always say come to group. But it does talk about not weighing in as frequently. Okay, so this booklet is amazing. You need it in your life. And I've just written a couple of little pointers down just to make sure I've covered everything. La 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 la. Yes, I have. So yeah, the biggest thing is never ever see it as a diet, okay? You're never going to get to your happy weight if you've dieted to get there. It needs to be a lifestyle change, and it needs to just be healthy eating. So I hope that's given you an insight onto happy weights. Now it's just down to you to figure that out for yourself. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped. I hope this just wasn't me rambling onto a camera. I'm really hot, like it's so hot at the moment, and when you're pregnant and it's boiling, you do go a little bit insane, especially when you've got twins and you've got 3 heartbeats. So I'm sweating. So yeah, hopefully I haven't just rambled absolute rubbish, and then I'll watch this video back, I'll be like, Nicola, what the hell were you on when you made that video? So please let me know in the comments below if this has helped you, if this has made you think. I would love that. Do set a target, because statistics has proven when you do, you will get there faster, and that's a fact. And yeah, just enjoy the process and enjoy getting there, and once you get there, enjoy that as well. So don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to watch more of my videos. I do videos on the babies, I do videos on Slim and World, I've got hiccups, on Slim and World. I do it on beauty, fashion, hair. I'll be doing loads more of those sort of things. Well, I hope I will when the boys are here, because the only fashion I can wear at the moment is maternity. So yeah, if you'd love to be part of my channel, then that would be amazing. So thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say on the video, and have a brilliant day. Happy popping.